What is up, everybody? Back with a new video here, and it's going to be a collection video once again. Typically I don't like doing collection videos back to back like this, but just got an absolutely legendary haul from my local shop. 23 cassette tapes and a ton of really amazing albums to go through and show you guys here. About half of them are just classic thrash, stone cold classic stuff, and I'll show those first, and then the rest is a mix of like classic hard rock, some doom metal, classic heavy metal. So starting off, I've got Taking Over by Overkill. Their second album came out in 1987. Definitely one of my favorites by them. Super cool find. Just absolutely love this album, so great to have. Next one up is somewhat of an obscure album. It's called Demon Preacher by the band Deathwish. UK thrash band. This is their second and final album from 1988. Really solid stuff, so if you want some good underrated thrash that's a little bit more on the obscure side, go check this one out. Really solid. Next one up, a common, pretty big name, Exodus, Pleasures of the Flesh. Their 1987 album, first one with Zetro on the vocals, Steve Souza. Really good stuff. Not one of my favorites by them, but it's still solid. I do prefer the debut and the follow-up to this a little bit more. Fabulous Disaster and Bonded by Blood. But this is still really good. Awesome find. Love that album cover. But yeah, really good album. Next one up, another classic, Hell Awaits, Slayer. Definitely one of their best albums, super evil, great classic thrash, some of the most extreme stuff of the times for sure. Came out in 1985. Got In Search of Sanity by Onslaught from 1989. Another UK thrash band here. This was their first and only album with Steve Grimmett on the vocals from Grim Reaper. Really great voice, good album. Next one up, speaking of great vocalists, we got Mr. Worldane and Sanctuary, Into the Mirror Black. Really good stuff. Amazing vocals, as I said, from Worldane. Good classic album again. Breaking the Silence by Heathen, the debut album from this band. Great classic thrash again. This came out in 1987. And this one has Lee Altus on guitar. He has been in Exodus for a little over 15 years now, but amazing guitar work, just good technical classic thrash. Got Eternal Nightmare by Violence. Another pretty cool album cover. Good album, came out in 1988, the debut from this band. Cool stuff. Sepultura, Beneath the Remains, one of the best thrash albums of all time. Was on my top 50 pretty high. Just freaking brutal, heavy, classic thrash. Of course, Sepultura, my favorite band from Brazil. I think a lot of people's favorite metal band from Brazil, but really amazing stuff. This is my favorite by them for sure. Arise is pretty close, Schizophrenia too, but I think Beneath the Remains is their essential album. Now I got two by Death Angel here, Frolic Through the Park, and The Ultraviolence. Great classic stuff. Love Mark's vocals. Just amazing stuff. The guitar work is amazing. These were actually produced by, it's pretty interesting, by Davey Vane from the band Vane, so classic glam metal guy producing these classic thrash albums. I think it's pretty interesting and cool. Now on to the mix of stuff, classic hard rock, doom metal, all this stuff mixed in here. But starting off is the debut album from a band called Warrior, called Fighting for the Earth. Cool, underrated stuff. This came out in 1985. The title track on here is really good. It's actually got a music video up on YouTube y'all can check out, but really cool stuff, just good classic metal. Next one up, Motley Crue debut, Too Fast for Love from 1981. Definitely one of their best. I do slightly prefer Shout at the Devil, but a lot of great stuff on here. Take Me to the Top, one of my favorite songs by them. Live Wire is great. Got Mob Rules, 1981, Black Sabbath, their second album with Ronnie James Dio. First one with Vinny Appice on the drums. Of course, pretty shortly after this, they broke off and went to form the band Dio. And then later would come back for Dehumanizer in the early 90s. But amazing album right here. Again, a lot of freaking awesome classic stuff. I did rank this the #1 album of 1981. So very, very awesome stuff. Now, I've got two by this band. I'm going to try to show them at the same time. But it's Hallows Eve, got their debut, Tales of Terror. It's like thrash, speed metal mix. Could have showed it with the first group. And then this one is their, I think, third album called Monument. Both cool. Awesome finds. The debut, really, really amazing classic stuff. But both are cool albums. got two more by the same band here I'll show. Got Walls of Jericho by Halloween and Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2, which are both freaking awesome. Love Kai Hansen's vocals on this first album, which they were kind of more speed metal at the time. And then when they got to the Keeper of the Seven Keys 1 and 2 albums, they shifted their sound a little bit and were like the pioneers of power metal pretty much. But really awesome guitar work, great vocals, whether it's Kai or Michael Kiske, or Kiske, however his name's pronounced. But yeah, so 1984, Van Halen. Really love this album. Hot for Teacher's always been one of my favorite songs by them. Yeah, they started using the keyboards a bit more with like jump and stuff, but still some really, really heavy, hard rocking stuff on here. Especially like the last two songs, House of Pain and Girl Gone Bad. Those are really awesome and underrated. Of course, Hot for Teacher, as I said, is great. Got an album right here by Malice, License to Kill. Really cool stuff. Came out in 87, I believe. Yeah. Another just good classic metal from the 80s here. Underrated stuff. Got the debut Great White album, self-titled, from 1984. This one is actually my favorite. I think Bad Boys is possibly their best song. Just love Jack Russell's vocals, Mark Kendall on the guitar, some of the best tone ever. And then these last two could be considered some like doom metal mix with classic traditional metal, power metal, US power metal if you want to say. But Cirith Ungol, King of the Dead. Freaking awesome album, great cover. Love the vocals from Tim Baker. He's got a super cool, unique voice. But freaking amazing find. Awesome stuff there. And the last album, got the self-titled Trouble album from 1990 it came out. Great classic doom metal. Just really awesome stuff. So many great songs on here. Always really like The Wolf. Probably my favorite on here. But yeah, freaking amazing group of albums I was able to find. So I had to come on and show you guys. And if y'all picked anything up new recently, let me know. And as usual, thank y'all for watching. Until next time.